Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV. Breaking news for you guys, along with the match preview for the Real Madrid game tonight, is that Conor Gallagher has left Chelsea Football Club. Yes, you've heard it right here. Conor Gallagher has left Chelsea Football Club, will be leaving Chelsea Football Club on what's really just a crazy deal overall when you think about it. From Conor Gallagher to Samu Omorodion to Julian Alvarez, one big triangle between Chelsea and Atletico of getting this deal done. Do me a favor, guys. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new here as well. Share it out. Let's get it up. We've got nearly 50 people in the building already, guys. Keep running it up, guys. Keep running it up if you can. And yeah, lots to get into, lots to talk on, lots about Chelsea. Match preview to come as well. Let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV for another transfer news show for you. Breaking transfer news show for you guys. As Conor Gallagher has left, has left Chelsea Football Club on a here we go from Fabrizio Romano literally an hour ago. But on top of that, we've got more news. And then the opposite direction, Samu Omorodion, the individual that Chelsea have been interested for, let's say, most of the time across this period of, this period of the summer window, looks like has been confirmed to also be coming to Chelsea, along with City obviously selling Julian Alvarez also to Atletico Madrid. It's just one big, and we're going to get into that. So there's loads to get into. We've got the Real Madrid game tonight at midnight, guys. Make sure you're tuning into that one as well. Do me a favor, though, the guys that are watching now, make sure you're smashing the likes, guys. We're trying to run the likes up if you can. So, and I want to get your thoughts on this news. Obviously, we're going to get into that. Your thoughts on Samu Omorodion as well. Thoughts on Conor Gallagher leaving as well. The talks of Victor Osimhen as well, potentially still being another option of a striker coming to this football club as well. What is your thoughts, guys? I want to know. Over 100 people in the building. Let's go, guys. Keep running it up if you can. Let's say hello to some people in the chat. Adele, big up to you. Jay Anderson, good to see you. We really need Osimhen on a deal done, is what he's saying here. Omorodion is not good enough, is what we've got here. Joey Hackney says, big up to him, man. Joey, good to see you, man. He says, yes, Jem, my bro. How are you, brother? Lieutenant Wolf says, disgraceful treatment to Connor and Trev. He's not happy. Steve's in the building as well. Big up to Steve. Nice to see you. Fabrizio Jem. Varna, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Where is Samu? Here we go. It's pretty much on the back of Conor Gallagher. It's only going to be a matter of time, I feel. Don't want, I'm not even going to say that. Big up, Jem, but Fabrizio breaking. Yeah, breaking news. Here we go on Conor Gallagher, guys. We already know this, and this is where we're going to go with. Lots to get into. Smash the likes, guys. I need the likes to get up on here, so please run up the likes. Hit the thumbs if you haven't done already. Share it on your socials as well, guys. Let's let as many Chelsea fans know that we are live so they can come and join us over here as well. And let's get into things because there's a lot to get into, lots to talk on. Got to get the panel in as well. Before we even get into any transfer news, I want to just quickly talk about this because we're not going to be on for too long tonight, guys, as well. So it's going to be an hour and 15. So we're going to fly through this. Enzo Maresca on his involvement on transfers. How can I accept a player that doesn't fit into the idea I want to play? I don't think there is any manager in the world not involved in decisions. The squad is very good, but if there is a chance to do more, we will do. So what does that tell you from that comment from Enzo Maresca there, guys? It seems like he does have a bit of a say in what's going on or an involvement. Obviously, he will do because it's his squad, ultimately. He needs to get what he needs at the best of what he needs. Now, look, he might say I want a midfielder, a striker, defender, but then it's down to the recruitment and the team to assess and pick the right individuals for profiles, etc. reasons to bring in to make this, make this squad better. So, as much as he might want a striker or a winger or whatever, it's down to the recruitment board to give him, to bring in the options and bring in the right player based on what's been shared. And it's a good comment. It's more of a pleasing one. It's one that I've not really seen under this bald, I'd say, in the way that he says and the way that he says that there's some sort of involvement in the transfers, of course. Hey, Thompson, big up, guys. Slowly coming in. Good to see you. 120 people in the board. Let's go, Chelsea. Yes, we've got Real Madrid today. That's true. Samu is useful. I even going to say Matty's in the building. But listen, he goes on to say that he does have an involvement, and that's a real key thing for me in this one. And this is where we go on to transfer news right now, guys. Keep smashing the likes. I want to start with strikers, because strikers is an area we've struggled for a while. But Datro Fofana looks like he may have agreed to join Leicester City. Talks to finalise a loan deal with an option to buy in the coming days. Listen, things can change. We know that. But it looks like Datro Fofana could be sold or maybe sent on a loan. It could be a loan with an obligation to buy. We are going to need to move individuals on. You know, we brought Datro Fofana in. We brought Washington in. You know, we brought these individual strikers in. But we got too many. And later on in the show, I'm going to show you guys how big our squad actually is, because I've got something that we can actually go through and discuss, which it's a big squad, and a lot of them are going to be going out on loan. In all fairness, a lot of them will be going out on loan for me. So, yeah, that's the news in around that. What's going on here, Thompson? Good to see you. The last 3 weeks must have left Mount, Kai, and Connor. Everyone's happy with that. Are you happy with Maresca appointment? Thomason, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think it had to be done in a way. It was now just down to seeing whether he's the right man for the job, and if he can step up and be the right man for the job, which we'll wait and see. I missed the Roman Abramovich era. By this time, we would have been with Osimhen, Elise, and Calaflori for sure. As he thinks we'd go have a different style and attack in the idea of the project, he could be right. It does show the repetitiveness of this board to always want to get a young individual that is raw, that is talented, to come in and be trained rather than spending the money to maybe get a bit more experience. I agree. There is that from what we're seeing at the moment. Big up Jay Anderson. Good to see you. Dacho is Leicester. Leicester is good for the player. Well, they're going to have their battles. Obviously, they're going to want to try and stay up this season from relegation in the Premier League as well. And he will play a lot, I think, there. So let's see what happens with that. Right, let's get into the real thick of the news, guys. And it is the Conor Gallagher news, because after what feels like it's been long-winded and dragged out, Conor Gallagher, right here with an exclusive, is Atletico Madrid and Chelsea are prepared to seal Conor Gallagher and the Samu Omorodion deals now, while they wait for Julian Alvarez to be agreed on personal terms with the Atletico Madrid. Now, first one in the domino will be Conor Gallagher, wanted by Simeone. So we've already had confirmation, and I'm pretty sure it was confirmation. I'm going to check now, actually. We've had confirmation that Julian Alvarez is a here we go. So he's confirmed as a here we go on a 75 million euro fixed fee plus a 20 million add-on. For that to be done, which we were told would trigger the other parts of the deal, tells me that this right here is just Fabrizio basically clarifying now that the domino effect will... It hasn't started with Conor Gallagher, though. The actual domino effect has started with Alvarez, because Alvarez is the first one that's been announced. So, listen, it looks like he's going. Let's be serious. It looks like it's about to happen. Conor Gallagher, I expect to leave this football club by tomorrow. We should hope probably get a here we go. Things can change, don't get me wrong, but now that we've had the here we go on the Alvarez deal, and Fabrizio has made it very clear throughout this process that was one of the key bits of information, that if this deal finished or flopped on the back of Alvarez not going to Atletico, then everything else would collapse, because Atletico are relying on money. And why are they relying on money? Well, Conor Gallagher's gone to them, which I believe is working around 30, I think we're getting 35 or 36 million odd pounds for him, roughly, or euros, right? With that money, you've got the Samu deal, where they are now charging us 35 million fee sterling. So from their perspective, they've bought Gallagher, but counteracted it with the Samu deal. Or you could look at it as they've used the Samu money to help them purchase Julian Alvarez, which makes sense as well, partly. So they've actually got rid of a player to get one and then spend a bit of money on the other. It's coming. It's coming. I'm not gonna lie. It seems like it's coming. I feel it. I feel it in the air. To be fair, I thought it was a here we go when I saw this comment, this thing picture earlier on. Obviously ain't yet, just yet. Gallagher already here we go, bro. Yeah, where is it? Has he done one recently? He hasn't done any here we goes yet on it, like fully here we go. So that's pretty much close to a here we go you're going to get, in my opinion. But let's have a look. Especially now, Alvarez is here we go, which has been confirmed. Yeah, it is. There we go. It is a here we go. And we'll revert to the here we go so people know it's a here we go. So people know it's a here we go. Let's go to that here we go. That here we go is right here. Conor Gallagher to Atletico Madrid. Here we go. After late night exclusive news on his green lights at Atleti, there's okay for his move from clubs. 5-year contract for Gallagher is a €42 million fee to Chelsea for the English midfielder. The medical is booked Wednesday. Okay, so Gallagher was first. Then Alvarez has obviously come on the back of this. This was about an hour ago. But there you go, guys. Conor Gallagher is no longer a Chelsea player. How do you feel? How do you feel about that as a fan? How do you feel about as a fan on seeing Conor Gallagher leave? Well, listen, and the reason I brought up the Enzo Maresca thing was it was quite important because he talks about how if players don't fit his style or he don't suit or they need to go and get, that is very important. And I feel that with the Conor Gallagher situation, it was going to be very hard for him to get into the team as soon as we got Kieran Dewsbury-Hall into the team. And once he came into the team, I knew Gallagher was going. I had that feeling. And then I thought to myself, well, could we keep it? We have got a busy period, 72 odd games, Club World Cup. No. But in that time that he's been at the club, the one thing I would say about Conor Gallagher is he always gave 100%. You know, that's the one thing I can give him his flowers. I don't think he was the most talented young boy or player in our team. I thought he was very limited in his game. However, he worked his arse off for the badge, and he played for the badge. And there was a lot of the fan base that didn't want him. There was also part of the fan base that still wanted him, that still had a song for him, that sang his name. The match-going fans, you know, singing his name, and you know, and it's come to this point where Gallagher's a good player, but he's a good bench player, but he don't believe he's a bench player. He thinks he should be starting, and other clubs see that in himself and bringing him across. I'm looking forward to seeing him in an Atletico Madrid team under Simeone. How does it fit? How does it work? How does it work with them? You know, that's the key for me. And I could see him playing well under Simeone, working hard, rallying off the ball, chasing, having that energy. You know, Simeone loves all that. So all Simeone's done is gone and got a player that kind of suits what he likes or how he likes to do things. Let's hope he doesn't turn out to be like a KDB, is what Nick says. I don't think so. I don't think that the talent is there. Like, I think he's a good player, but I don't see him as being someone that can go and excel and develop and become even better than what he is. Like, I just see him as just what he is. You know, if that makes sense. He's going to cook for Simeone, is what Anti's saying here as well. Guys, nearly 200 people in the building. Hello, guys. Hope you're all well. It is a bit later for us than usual evening shows, but I did think of doing one just to have a little chat and go through some of the news. We are doing one tomorrow, guys. We've got the Real Madrid game tonight. Chelsea versus Real Madrid, midnight tonight as well. We're going to be doing a match preview to that in a second as well. But we're staying on the transfer news right now. Conor Gallagher always said the dream was to always play for Chelsea. And to be quite honest, the why it took so long to probably get rid of him is because he didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay at Chelsea. It's where he wanted to be. But the board had other ideas. They saw him as pure profit, like Trevor Chalobah, who that's one I do think we should be getting rid of. And this is the real big difference to me. I look at our midfield with a fit Lavia and the others that we've got available, and I look at the quality And I just think the overall quality is better than what Gallagher does. However, I still think Gallagher possesses better off what he possesses a good ability of off the work, hard working. Off the ball, which is good. But then I think we've got enough of that anyway. I think Lavia offers that. I think Caicedo offers that. So then I look at the defense. I look at Chalobah, and I look at the defense, and I think look and go, right, what we done the right thing to do based on the profit side, yeah, but from the actual level side, the quality element of the defense, no. Like the defense, I'm not sold on the defense. I don't know about you guys. I'm not heavily sold on it, Yeah, big up deals. Good to see you, bro. But it's not the end of the world. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about Samu Omorodion. That's coming next, guys. Lots to get into here, but I need you to make sure you're hitting the likes, guys. 150 people in the build at the moment. We need to try and get these likes up, please, guys. We really do need to try and get these likes up if we can, please. He's a good player and he's going to do a job for a lot of clubs. Yeah, I hear that. He will do. He will do. He will offer something for them. 1,000,001%. I agree with that. But not for Chelsea. So we move on from Conor Gallagher leaving the football club, and we move on to what's even more entertaining. What's coming? Who's coming to the club? Omorodion and Gallagher deals are ready to be sealed, is what we had here. It's not been announced yet. We've not had a here we go. But this is the guy that we've decided to bring in as a striker. £35 million, fee agreed, 7-year contract agreed, medical set to be booked. Samu Omorodion to Chelsea. Looks like it's probably done as well behind the scenes of it. Let's be serious, as all of them are. How do we feel in the chat about it? Now, I'm going to go along and say that 90% of the Chelsea fan base are not happy with this deal. And I think there's a lot of reasons why, and I understand it because I feel like one of them as well. Does he fit the raw projects, the philosophy of what we're doing at this football club? Yes. Finding a striker who's in his 19s, coming over, raw, undeveloped, buying him at 30 odd million, a bit like the whole Jackson situation, and then developing him. Just develop. It's the development FC is what we are, to be quite honest with you at the moment. Yes. Now, you can kind of watch people and you can kind of get an idea of whether you feel that they're going to fit what you do, the profile, how they would look or operate in the club. And from watching clips, why scout, lots of little bits of I've watched of him, not just like goals and things like that, but his overall play. He's very raw. And when I say he's raw, he's more raw than what Jackson was in his first season at Chelsea. He just is. And we're paying that kind of money. My second thing on this is you go and sign a £35 million striker, which, don't get me wrong, I want 3 strikers in the team. That for sure. I want us to have 3 strikers available with the amount of games we've got, depending if Guy or not. That's another story. Or if Osimhen still happens, which we're still waiting to see. But you've signed a striker that isn't an upgrade to the one we currently have, which is Jackson. You've also signed a striker that needs as many minutes as possible to develop his game and find his way into, whether he can improve and become this better individual that we're being told about. So what game time are you promising this guy? Because if Jackson's fit for the majority of the season and he plays as a striker, which I think he will, and he plays as a striker, he's going to get 20 minutes a game. Okay, he might get some cup games. He might also get some Conference League games. Yes. But is it enough? Is it enough for a young player like him to develop his game into the talent that this board see this player? Is he going to get enough time to do that at this football club? Now, what makes it even more confusing in all of this is that we're still looking at the Victor Osimhen thing. And Lukaku wants to go Napoli. Napoli want Lukaku. We know that. Napoli want Lukaku. But to get it done, they need to get Osimhen off the books for a season. So he has to go. Now, Osimhen doesn't want to leave on a loan. He's made it very clear he wants to leave the football club. And we're going to talk about Osimhen next. That's the next person we're going to talk about. He made it very clear that he wants to leave the club. So if we somehow strike a deal where we pay X amount and we give him Lukaku on top of it, and we bring him in as well, what are we doing? Did we really need to spend 35 million to sign this guy? This is where it don't make sense to me, what we're doing. This is where I get lost with the board. Why are you signing Samu and Victor at the same time? Is it because, this is if it happens, is it because you see Jackson as a left winger or versatile, where he doesn't actually play out front? Because the left-hand side of the team is not really occupied. I mean, look at it. Sterling's playing well, but it's not occupied. Is it because we could put Jackson on the left and play Victor or Samu up front, so that gives you two strikers? So that's why we've gone and done that. Is it based on the manager's words? We need more strikers. But then what happens with Mark Guiu? What happens to Mark Guiu at this point? Because I kind of like that deal. And to be quite honest with you, I've been quite impressed with our summer window up to this point. But then they go and do this. Okay? And it just leaves me confused, because he could be the next thing that people are talking about, big thing out there. But he needs game time. So who's giving him the game time? Because if Jackson's fit, he ain't better than Jackson. So what, cups and conference is enough to get the best out of him? No, it's not. So what are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? Undertaker FC, how are you? Welcome. Marty, good to see you. Get rid of Lukaku, should be the main priority. Yes, I agree with you, Marty. Good to see you. Lukaku needs to come off the books. There's nearly 200 people in the building, guys. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Run the likes up, guys, as you can as well. So, yeah, there's that side of it. And now I haven't spoke about the actual ability of the player from what we've seen. And obviously, what would the deal actually be? Well, you know, where would we go with this deal? Well, that's the next thing. Guys, if you ain't already, please make sure you're smashing the likes, guys. Try and get the likes up as much as we can. Share it out. Let's try and build up the room as much as we possibly can, please. I'd massively appreciate it. So, Julian Alvarez is gone. We know that. Should free up Samu Omorodion to Chelsea. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you? Now, I know a lot of Chelsea fans are not excited. There are others that have different views on it, and we're going to look at that in a second. But what type of profile is Samu Omorodion? Well, this is the best way to show you. Okay? Are you ready? This is the best way to show you the type of player that we're about to sign here. Okay? And I won't say anything yet. Just watch. Just watch. I'm not going to say a word. Watch. Right, that's it. Oh, I've got to stop. I'm going back already. While we're watching this. I need to talk. So, nice little turn there. Holds the ball up well, yeah? Too many touches, loses the ball. Okay, look, I'm not trying to be too picky on him because this is just a clip. But from what I'm watching his all-round game, how he is on the ball, does well there, holds the ball up. He looks... he looks awkward. I don't know when you watch him, but he looks awkward. Like, don't get me wrong, he's strong, he's big, he will suit the Premier League. I can see that. But when you look at his overall game, and when I say raw, like rawer than Jackson, Little things like this, where he should be beating his man. You know, and he's not beating his man. Good little cut back here. Bit of a weak shot. This here, too many touches. 1-2, 1-2. Overthinks. This is all because he's so raw. He's not what, like, he needs to keep playing. He just needs to keep playing football. Generally, he shouldn't be taking a big step up to Chelsea yet. And this ain't really, I'm not having a dig at him because it's not his fault. He's coming here, he's happy. He wants to play for it, like for the club. But you can tell clearly by just watching this guy. Like, that's a great finish. I'll give him that. That is good. Very good. Good movement and a good finish. But good again. Arrives in quite nice. Nice finish again. But when you watch his all-round game, he's heavy. His decision-making is just not there. You know, this is against Real Madrid. He's, you know, that's a good header. Very good header, by the way. He needs minutes. That's my point. And I just don't get the signing of him. He does remind me. So I don't want to cuss him like that because that other lamppost can't even move. And you know who I'm talking about, Lukaku. Because this guy actually can move. But he don't strike a ball clean. He doesn't. He doesn't strike a ball clean. He's got a bit of speed. But he does remind me a bit like Lukaku a little bit. Just a little bit. Other than he's working hard off the ball. And look, I'm one of these people. I don't like throwing players under the bus before giving them the chance to show and actually, you know, see what they can do. But watching this guy on Maresca, watching this guy from the highlights, watching this guy from everything that I've seen, it's just a lot to his game that just needs him to play football. Like, he's still maturing, he's still developing, he's big, he's strong, he doesn't get bullied. I love that. No one's bullying this guy. But his hold-up play is weak. You saw that there. He brings the ball in, he doesn't hold it well enough. You know? Does well there, one touch. But I'd be more intrigued to see how he is. You know, how he is in and around a team that gives you more quality, because you're going to have all this finesse around him. Yeah? You're going to have Palmer and Kunku, all these players around him linking plays, one-touch football, the finesse. And then he's going to get to Samu. Yeah, and that's going to be the bit where it's either going to break down completely or he don't, and he fits in and he you know, he benefits the team. And he has to benefit the team. But I just don't know if he's just not ready. Like, I don't want to be too harsh on him. But he just isn't ready. He's raw. Leave him alone. Like, just leave him alone. Let him go and develop. Why go and rush him to get him here when he's not even an upgrade to what we've already got? Like, that's what don't make sense to me. Like, that's the bit that don't make sense to me. Like, just don't stop rushing around, just trying to get every player that's undeveloped. And when you look at his stats as well, which are here. Games, 35, 35, 25. Okay, cool. Shots, 2.1. Victor Osimhen, 3.1. He's had more shots than Jackson. Shots on target. Jackson beats him by not even by that much. But Osimhen, look at the Osimhen like levels here. Goals, 0.5, 0.7, 0.5. He matches him. Assists, 0.2, 0.1, 0.2. Chances created, Jackson, 1.3. 1, he's bottom at 0.8. Take-ons, so carrying the ball, linking the play carrying, Jackson's very strong, 1.8. One of his strengths of his game is this. Take-ons completed, he's lost again. Okay? Fouls, all right, fouls, whatever. He fouls a lot, as you can see at 1.5. Aerial duels, he's the strongest, 2.9. Now, that's solid. Like, you can see that. I'm quite shocked by Victor Osimhen, actually, because he's a tall frame as well. I expected these stats to be higher. In the air and holding up the ball, tick, very strong. He's taller than He's taller than Osimhen as well. 185, 193, 186. Jackson's taller than Osimhen? Jesus Christ. I thought Osimhen was tall. Touch in the opposition box, 5.4, 7.5, 5.5. So you look at him on the stats level things, and he ain't that miles apart. But then you have to use your eyes. And when you watch Jackson and what he does for us with the ball last season, you can see why he fits what we're doing. But with this guy, this guy's just very undeveloped and raw, and I'm just not sure. And I'm not to say he's not going to do it, because again, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. But I do find it weird when at this moment in time, the right signing, I think, for the club would have been a bit of experience. So going to get Victor Osimhen for another 25, 30 mil, giving them Lukaku makes more sense. You know? And yeah, 8 goals in his last 34 games. It's not really impressive. How many, that's not really impressive. His injury record's fine. So availability is good. But I don't know. And then there's this side to it. There's this side to it as well. Guys, 200 people in the building. How we will do it? Vince says, Samu Omorodion has interesting attributes. If well developed, he could become really big. He has the most attributes you want in a Premier League striker. Now, I agree with this here. I think physicality, strength, and all that, he ticks the box. Like, you can't knock that. Tall, yes. Quick, I don't know. I've not seen it yet. I need to see how quick he is. I need to see how good he's running off the ball is, his movement, his IQ levels when we're attacking. Is he going to move into the right spaces? Is he going to be able to pick the right pockets? Has he got that IQ of a striker? I need to see that. Or is it just like we keep saying, he's so raw, he just isn't ready for that yet? Because he's going to be put in positions at Chelsea. Strong, yeah, I agree with that. Good in the air, yes. The stats don't lie. And he says he has good box movement, which is, you looked at some of his goals, yeah. But how many chances are being created for him per 90? That's the next thing I need to see. His overall striking on the ball needs to work. His overall striking and ball work control needs work. But of course, he's young. So that there is an issue for me. But you can improve. Don't get me wrong. But to improve your ball control, yeah, I guess so. Striker of the ball, yeah, to a degree. His box presence and speed alone will get him a lot of goals in this league. How? His speed alone. What about when we're playing low blocks? So look, maybe in low blocks, him in the box, winning in the air, heading balls in the back of the net. Maybe he's that striker. Maybe he comes on for 20 minutes. We need a goal, and there he is. Samu Omorodion. Goal, goal, goal. Maybe. It's hard to find strikers build like that who are quick and exclusive. Look, at the end of the day, this club was fixated on him. Let's be serious. They were so fixated on him, he was their first choice before all of them. Even when we were talking about, what's his name, at Aston Villa. I can't even remember his name now. Duran. Even when we were talking about Duran for that period, he was still their favourite. And even to this point now, he was still their favourite. So they always wanted this guy. They see something in this guy. Atletico Madrid wanted to put a release clause on this guy of around 70 to 100 million in the next couple of years because they think he's this guy. So putting him around better players, develop him, cool. But match time is so important. And Maresca has to give him match time. If you don't give him match time, what's the point of signing him? Like, what's the point of signing him? Do you know what I mean? Like, Chelsea must be thinking, let me also get the boys in as well, actually, while we're talking about this. Where are they? So it's one of them, isn't it? It really is one of them. So Chelsea must be thinking it's hard to find someone who, with those Haaland-like attributes, and don't want to miss out. He's not an out-and-out clinical finisher like Haaland. So what are you talking about? 8 goals in 34 games. Can he improve it? Yes, he can. He's 19. Could he improve in a squad that creates more for him? Yes. Is he going to find it harder? I think so, because at the end of the day, the Premier League's physical. Defenders are physical. He's going to come up against some big defenders if he plays. It's a different type of league. What's the important now is to develop. What is important now is to develop and refine those skills and make him the complete striker he promised to be. It's the same thing as what we're trying to do with Jackson, though. So we're just development FC then. That's what we are. We just want to buy strikers. And I'm just talking specifically about that area because this area has been an area that we've had a problem for a long time. We are just going to buy strikers for 30 odd million, keep buying them until one pulls off. And then we go, yes, we got the new Didier Drogba, the new Diego Costa. Yes. But then what about the other fucking 4 or 5 that you got? You know, what happens with Mark Guiu? To be quite honest with you, if you compare Mark Guiu with this guy, technically he's better than him. Yeah, awareness off the ball is better than him. He suits our style of football a lot better than him. So, profile is key for me. I really need to see if he fits what we're trying to do. And I'm worried about his overall rawness at the beginning of the season, if he plays. I'm worried about his overall rawness in what we're trying to do, of being a hinder to what we're trying to do. And I think he does need that development and he does need time, but he needs it in another team for me. So let's see. He's a huge future. I just don't think he's immediately ready to provide what we want. We need to be patient with him, but we need to be patient with all of them. You know, Napoli, I've been trying to get rid of Victor Osimhen for ages. I've been trying to get rid of him for ages. Napoli. Yeah. They've got to the point now where they're getting enough selling him for 60 odd million because they want Lukaku from us. We've got something they want. It's getting to the point where they're just giving him to us. Well, not giving to us. They're giving us the right price, actually, because he's not 130 million. Yeah. It's there. You've got your striker, a striker that a lot of people believe could be the right striker for this club. But you go and get this guy instead. I still think we're going to have 3 strikers. I do. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get Osimhen. And we're just stuck with Samu, Jackson, and Guiu. 3 raw, undeveloped strikers all trying to develop. You know? Why are you not worried that Conte wants to get rid of Osimhen? Conte doesn't... Listen, Osimhen made it clear that he wanted to leave the club before he even went into the season. It was clear. Osimhen was always leaving in the summer. He wanted to leave. So this isn't about Conte trying to kick him out or Napoli trying to kick him out. He don't want to be there. That's why he doesn't want to accept a loan. Fred. He won't accept a loan, from what we're being told, because he don't want to come back. He wants to go. So this is on him. You know? Cava wants to leave too. Who's Cava? So that's that. You know, and then you go on to some other comments here, and I get this. And this is what, like, we need to, like, as a fan base, reel in on. We need to support Samu Omorodion. He's very promising, developing player, pursued by Chelsea for a long time. It's totally fair to criticise the strategy of the sporting directors, but taking anger out on Samu will not help. He's most likely to work out if we embrace him. It's hard to say that to fans that are being patient year by year, especially from the striking position. We've struggled for a striker for so long. We need someone that's going to lead the line. We know the market is not amazing. We know that. We 100% know the market's not where it needs to be for where we want it to be anyway. But the problem you got is the more that they just keep signing undeveloped players, yeah, when we're supposedly meant to be trying to compete and the targets are set by the owners to get Champions League or Premier League or whatever soon, you can't give a manager undeveloped players all the time and ask them to do things, like ask them to challenge or get top 3. You can't do that. Because he's going to sit there and go, well, I need time to see how this guy is. He's young. He's not played in the league. He's raw. You know, I've got to... It might take him 2-3 seasons. You guys want it now, but you want it now. Go and get me Osimhen. I'm not saying don't give him a chance. If he's a Chelsea player, I will back him. Lukaku, even though I didn't want Lukaku. And I still backed him until he did all that crap. I will do the same for this guy. I will get behind him, but I just don't see how he develops in this team, by the way, without the minutes that he needs to become whatever he's going to become. And my worry is that we're just buying strikers to probably loan, or managers not giving the minutes they're going to need. And that's going to be down to Maresca. We're going to have to wait and see with that. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Now, look, Victor Osimhen news, guys. Let's go into that, shall we? Let's talk about him quickly. Still waiting for Here We Goes, guys. We've not had that yet. Chelsea have surprisingly re-entered the race for Napoli striker Victor Osimhen, despite categorically ruling him out as a possibility early in the window as well. That was from the Athletic on him as well. We also have this from Fabrizio Romano on Victor Osimhen to Chelsea.
And so, guys, the big topic of the day is Victor Osimhen. Again, the Nigerian striker who is around in the market in the recent months. We heard many things about Victor Osimhen, but what's going on right now? Let's go into the story. Let's dive deep into it and explain what's the situation. First of all, let me say that yesterday, if you're following me here on the channel, you can find the video. If you're following me on my social media platforms, you can find the post from yesterday. I told you in an update, first line, Victor Osimhen still wants to leave Napoli, and Napoli still want to bring in Romelu Lukaku. So Napoli and Osimhen agree on the decision to part ways this summer. This is the intention. And with the deal with Paris Saint-Germain currently in standby, is now almost 10 days of standby between PSG and Napoli, not between PSG and Osimhen, because the player said yes to Paris Saint-Germain already 20 days ago. So Osimhen will be keen on the move to Paris Saint-Germain. But between PSG and Napoli, everything is completely in standby and not advancing as of today. What I added is Napoli could be open to adding Victor Osimhen to the negotiations with Chelsea for Romelu Lukaku. This was the post from yesterday. Why I tweeted that? Because according to my information, Chelsea and Napoli discussed about possibilities regarding Victor Osimhen and regarding Romelu Lukaku. So this is what happened in the recent days. Yesterday, I did this tweet, and I can confirm that. I can confirm that Victor Osimhen wants to leave. I can confirm that Napoli want to find a solution for Osimhen. I can confirm that Napoli want to sign and want strongly to sign Romelu Lukaku, agreement with the player done, 3-year contract. I can confirm that between Napoli and PSG, everything is in complete standby as of today for Victor Osimhen after PSG refused to accept the conditions decided by Napoli. I can also confirm that Napoli and Chelsea have been talking in the last 48 hours. An exclusive story from yesterday. Then today we had several reports, and the agent of the player, the agent of Victor Osimhen, in a public statement. I saw many reports on social media, but he was not giving me an exclusive interview. He spoke on his social media accounts. He's an Italian agent. He's called Roberto Calenda. And in that statement, he announced that Victor Osimhen is not considering a move on loan. He didn't deny the story about Chelsea, because it's the reality. The interest from Chelsea is something that we mentioned yesterday on all the platforms, even here on the channel. But he denied the possibility of a loan move for Victor Osimhen. What's the point here? Why? First of all, let me clarify that on Victor Osimhen's side, so on player side, player and agent, they are against a loan move with buy option. Then obligation to buy, guys, is not considered a loan. When you hear about loan with mandatory option, loan with obligation, it's considered in the football world as a permanent transfer. It's a completely different story. But loan with obligation to buy is different from loan with buy option. In this case, mentioned as loan with buy option is something that the agent and the player don't want to consider today. Then what happens tomorrow, I don't know. I'm not involved in the story, but today they don't want to consider a loan. Why? First of all, because Victor Osimhen has an intention to leave Napoli, not with the possibility to return there in 1 year if the buy option is not triggered. And second, the salary. The salary is a crucial part of the story. Victor Osimhen to go on loan to Napoli, from Napoli to Chelsea, will have to probably reduce his salary, because Napoli will never loan the player out and cover his salary. Would be something completely crazy for a top player like Victor Osimhen. So in this case, would be needed a contribution from the player to go on loan to Chelsea. But what I'm hearing is that Victor Osimhen is on a big salary at Napoli, in excess of 10 million euros net per season, is around 11 million euros net per season. And so he doesn't want to cut his salary. And with a loan, you are probably forced to do that. That's the situation. That's the story. Then Napoli and Chelsea remain in contact for Romelu Lukaku. To involve Victor Osimhen, they say on player side, they need a different formula to the deal. Has to be a permanent transfer. But at the moment, it's still early stage of the discussion. In this moment, we can't say that the deal is going to be completed today, tonight, tomorrow. We are not at that stage. It's going to take time, and it's not, trust me, something imminent. It's not something for today. It's not something for Wednesday. It's not something for Thursday. It will take time to understand what happens with Victor Osimhen. So that's the point. That's the story. We will dive deep into it in the next days to understand how is the feeling. But it's just an exchange between Napoli and Chelsea, trying to understand what could be the solutions. But to involve the player, you need those conditions to be respected. This is the message on player side. Then, guys,
there you go. There's your news on Victor Osimhen. So if anyone had wanted to know any intel on it, there you go. You just heard it all there. No loan, because it don't make sense to the player. The player wants to leave. Chelsea are trying to find solutions with Napoli. What does it mean now for the fact that we've brought in Samu? Do we still have the option of signing? What's the idea? Are we still trying to get both? Fabrizio Romano has said if Chelsea get one, it doesn't mean they won't get the other. They could get both together. If they do that, what does it mean for Mark Yu? What does it mean for other players? Well, we've just had some breaking news from Fabrizio Romano in minutes. Last piece of the domino will be Samu Omorodion to Chelsea. The final fee paid is 34.5 million sterling. Small details of the players' terms negotiated right now, but the party's sure that will be get done. Gallagher to Atletico, and Julian Alvarez to them as well. Also already done as revealed. Tick, tick. And now this guy is last on the list at the moment. So there you go, guys. That's where we are with things. We have got another show coming on tomorrow for transfer news and match reaction. If you're not subscribing or you're not following, please follow Chelsea Fan TV now, guys. There's over 200 people here. And please also follow GNA TV here, guys. At the moment, I've been demonetized by YouTube. I can't do anything till September. So my follows are really down at the moment because they're not pushing me out, basically. So I've got to wait till September until I can actually try and get my actual own channel up and running again. But if you could help, guys, by at least giving me a follow, that would really help me. Thank you very much. It's literally my name here, GNA TV. Give us a follow. Gallagher's getting forced out as a joke. Shameful day to support Chelsea. Tommy's annoyed that we forced him out. Tommy, how would you fit in the Chelsea mould at the moment with the amount of midfielders we have and stuff? How do you see that fit working? Would be my question to that as well. And then we also had that from Fabrizio, but also more on here as well. New contacts took place in the past 48 hours. Sources with knowledge of negotiations indicate Chelsea don't want to go beyond 60 million euros for Victor Osimhen. Napoli have asked for at least two players, Lukaku and either Chalobah or Casadei. So you might as well just give him Chalobah. You don't want him, but they do want him. But Chelsea won't give them Chalobah because they want profit on Chalobah. They want someone to buy him for 30 odd million. Do you know what I mean? So as well as around 98, I mean, they're taking the mick. They're taking the mick. Give us two players and 80 plus 90 million. Lukaku's nearly 40 million to them, 37 million. Why are they asking for Chalobah? Are they mad? They're mad. PSG are currently not a concrete option. Osimhen and the winger is their priority. They're mad. They're actually mental. Now, Much crying because Chelsea signed Samu. Jerry. He can stay fit longer than a month, and he has played his way into the first team over the last 2 managers. He played his way into the Poch team over. Yes, I agree. He's such an asset for pressing an energy alternative that the rest don't offer. Yes, to a degree, in terms of energy and pressing. I just think he lacks a lot of the other things, though. You know, he shouldn't start games, in my opinion. He shouldn't be starting games. For me, he's a substitute. He's a substitute all day. You know, he's someone that you should be calling off the bench on 60 minutes when you're 2-0 up. And then he just runs around and works hard off the ball and, carries us and, carries the ball well and just does the easy things. I don't want him further up the pitch trying to create and do these little. Yes, he scored his fair share of goals, but in the overall essence of watching Conor Gallagher in them sort of offensive points, nah, not for me, mate. Not for me. Actually, Jackson's better than Samu. We need someone that will destroy the Premier League. Jackson is, he is. Well, look, this is also something that I want to show you guys quickly. Currently, this is the Chelsea squad. This is the Chelsea squad right now. Look at the goalkeepers. Jesus Christ. Petrovic, Kepa, Beach, Bergstrom, Sanchez, Jorgensen, Bettinelli. We've got 3 left backs. Wiley, who we signed. Cucurella, Chilwell. We've got Disasi. We can see them. You can see the defence there. Obviously, Gilchrist is out on loan. Chalobah's leaving. On the right, I've only got 2 right backs. James and Gusto. That's it. Midfielders, Enzo, Drewsbury Hall, Caicedo, Chukwuemeka, Andrin, Leslie, Casaday, Lavia, Kellyman, Vega. Put Vega in defence, really. It's another one for defence, but yeah. On the right, you got Palmer, Mudryk. No, Mudryk should be on the left. The only 2 we got on the right is Palmer and Madueke. Don't know why Mudryk's on the right. Mudryk is the left. Mudryk, Sterling, George, and Gabriel. Then up front, we have Lukaku, Fofana, Guiu, Nkunku, Washington, Brower, Jackson. Brower's got to be sold. Fofana's going to be gone. Lukaku's going to be gone. Washington's going to go on loan. There you go. That's what they've got to do. But look at the squad. It's a big squad. It's a big squad. We need a quadruple decker bus. Oh, guys. Moving away from transfer news, we're just going to quickly talk about, because like I said, it's going to be a short. We have to agree to disagree. He was the second highest on assists. He scored at least a few last minute, and the pressing isn't easy. And he also had the intangibles of being, yes, but you're missing one big thing in all of this, mate. For me, we were playing under a manager that just liked us to run. There was no real. Until later in the season, there was no real tactics behind what we were doing under Poch other than run, press, run, press. Poch's style and what he was trying to do suited Gallagher. Maresca's style and what he's trying to do probably wouldn't, because what Maresca's trying to do is more of a positional awareness sense of where you need to be on the pitch, not just running around chasing balls. He wants people to have the IQ of being able to move in positions and link and carry and have the vision to make passes forward and things like that. I don't think Gallagher's got that, mate. I think Gallagher can do it to a degree, but he's just not there for me. Like, he's there. Like, if he stayed and he was a part of the team and he was a squad player, cool. No problem. My problem is when you're starting him, because he shouldn't be starting games. He shouldn't. I'm sorry. Like, that's my opinion on it. And it worked under him, but even through Pochettino periods, he was awful. We had bad games of him. Vinny, how are you? Good to see you. When will Cole Palmer be back? 6th of August, I believe. So he's back for Inter Milan. He's not in America. He's at the bridge, I believe, with Cucurella. That is fair with Pochettino, but Gallagher didn't get a chance to prove himself. But yeah, sorry, didn't mean to hijack the stream. No, you're good. You're good. It was good. I like having debates in the chat. There's nothing wrong with you liking an individual or me. I don't not like Gallagher. I don't want it to sound like I don't like him, because I didn't mind it. I didn't mind him. I didn't mind him, Tommy. It was just I don't know if he suits what we're trying to do moving forward now. And with the amount of midfielders we do have, with KDH now coming from Leicester as well, And I think it makes it harder for us to actually have him. And on top of that, he's one of the only players that we can sell for pure profit. And that's what we've done. So from a business standpoint, it made a lot of sense. All right, guys, going on to the game tonight. What are we going to see? How are we going to line up? Well, I'm going to do a quick lineup for you here. I think Jorgensen's going to start tonight. I think you're going to see Jorgensen in goal. There we go. And then I think we're going to see something like a 4-3-3 or a 4. Let's do a 4-2-3-1. Something like that. But more of a 2. Yeah, let's do something like that. It's going to be something like this. I think left back will be... I think it's going to be Gusto again. I think he's going to play Gusto. Why am I write Gusto? He don't come up. That is so weird. Oh. Obviously, Cucurella is not around yet. Come on. There we go. What? They don't know about Malagusto. Are they all right? Are they all right? And then I think you're going to see tonight Badiashile, which I don't want to see. I don't like our defence anyway. And Fofana. Jesus Christ, not Fofana. Reece James right back. I think Tosin will have a break this game. Could be wrong. I think we're going to go like that. I don't know, Jerry. It depends how well we keep the team fit, How long and how well can we keep the team fit is going to be a big decision for us as well. And then I think the midfield, we'll see Lavia, Caicedo. I think he'll play Caicedo again and Lavia. I think he wants that. I think he wants to try that. And then I think we'll have Nkunku here with Madueke and Sterling. I think we'll start because he deserves to start. And Guiu, he's even in the team. I don't think Guiu's even here, is he? Guiu. I don't think Guiu's here. Is Guiu here? No. That's annoying, isn't it? And then Guiu up front. Let's just put Gochawa up front. Representing Guiu. So, I think something like that. I hope we sign a top. I'm about to dip, AJ. So, yeah, come in for 5-10 minutes. Come in for 5-10 minutes. I thought no one was coming in, so I was going to come off. But, yeah, come in if you're going to come in. I hope we sign a top striker. I want us to win the Premier League. Well, listen, at the moment, Jackson, Guiu, Samu Omorodion is our strikers. This is what I think we'll do tonight. I think it'll be interesting to see how we play from last time round. The first half was a little bit hard against Man City because I felt he set us up very awkward, in my opinion. Very awkward. And that was just because we struggled to get out and the pressing and all that was a bit too much. We didn't really have enough attackers on the pitch. Second half was better. I want to see more of an attacking team tonight against Real Madrid. I think we could line up something like that with Guiu up front. And yeah, that's where I think we'll see tonight, guys. That's at 12 o'clock tonight. We have got, good evening, Eric. Good to see you. 200 people still here. Smash the like buttons, guys, if you can. We're going to go back to AJ because I want to continue talking about transfer news. And obviously, I've not spoke to anyone else other than myself. Then you guys.
Guy, Jim.
What are we saying? How are you? Yeah, I'm good. How are you? You good?
Yeah.
Let's talk. Samu Omorodion to Chelsea. Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher's gone now on the back of Conor Gallagher actually being shifted to Atletico Madrid as well. How do you feel? What are your thoughts on both the decisions and what's your thought on the striker as well, mate? That we've just signed.
Well, first of all, shout out Conor Gallagher. You know, I was on Don's stream earlier and we got into it, not me and Don, but just the panel. We had a little discussion on the Gallagher thing because some people had opposing views, but it went well. It was a good conversation, but at the end of the day, you know, Gallagher for the team, like, is in the club. It was too much of, you know, the chance to get the money and while replace the team with another player that can do what Gallagher does, but in a more technical way. And that's what KDH was. That's what Dewsbury Hall is. So the Gallagher deal, I think it's a good move for him. It's a decent move for the club. And yeah, that's really it. On Samu now.
Yeah.
On Samu,
Yes.
you know, I'll just put it out there. I wanted Ivan Toney initially, but again, after watching preseason over the past 3 weeks, I see that Osimhen is a penalty box striker, and I believe that type of striker will thrive in our system. So we need that type of striker now. Is Samu that type of striker? I'm not sure of that yet. I know people are doing research. Some say yes. Some say he's not technically good. He can't finish. Again, it's a project, just like Jackson was. Osimhen is that proven striker. And I think, again, with the trauma and the PTSD of our last 2 seasons, a lot of the club fans would really want a proven striker, you know, to make us feel a little bit more secure in what's going on and how the season can possibly play out. And I do think Osimhen is somebody who can take us up a little bit more up the table. So
where's the sense, AJ, in signing Osimhen, Samu, having Jackson, and having Mark Gill? What is the plan there?
Mark Gill, Jeb. Mark Gill, man. Gill.
No, I'll call him Mark Gill.
Gill. I don't know. But
Gill, bro. I just listened back to the video he did when we signed him as well, because he got asked to pronounce his name, and he said it the exact same way. And the Spanish commentators say it like Mark Gill as well, bro. So it must be Gill, isn't it?
We're gonna get it.
Gill, yeah, but we're not Spanish, man. We're English, so we can say Gill.
Yo, the sense in signing both. Well, the sense in having 4 strikers. The argument is one of them has to leave the club this season. In terms of loan, I mean, permanent, I don't see none of the Jackson or Gill is not going to leave on a permanent. So it's going to be either a loan for Gill, or we're just going to have a lot of
35 million on a striker to then just loan him out, right?
You can't.
That makes sense.
You can't.
You can't do it. You can't.
Nah, bro. Just look at the picture. Look at the picture I put up, Jim. Look at the picture I put up, bro. That's my mood. That's my fucking mood, bro. I need a shot of some Henny, bro. I need Ray and Nephew, bro. Because Samu is not the answer to our problems. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro.
I'm gonna build a fat head after my dinner. I'm eating some kebab right now. I need a little something to just calm me down. Because I honestly can't believe that we're signing this guy, bro. Honestly, bro. Like, listen, I see the potential. For, let me not overdo too much in it, because look, I see why they're trying to sign him, because he is the sort of profile that we need in a team in terms of, you know, he's physical, he's good in the air, he's a box striker. Link up play is just decent. It's not even decent. I would say it's average. His link up play is average, bro. Yeah. So I see the fundamentals that they're looking at with him and saying, yeah, this is the guy that's got high potential. But the problem for me is that we've gone and signed Gill, right? Who, for me, I've already said to you guys, I think is better than Omorodion, yeah? And then you're going to go stockpile by bringing another project of someone who is clearly not ready at the minute, right? At least if you're going to bring me a profile like this and you're going to pay the money for him if he's 2021, at least let him be a clinical finisher. But he's not even that, bro. He's not even that. I was showing you lot just not even half of the clips that I was watching of his shots from last season, yeah? And you can see how bad he is in front of goal, bro. You know what I mean? Certain shots, he's just snapping at it. He's not really creating chances for himself. You know, you get strikers like, even Jackson creates some chances for himself, to be fair, when he's shooting, yeah? Even though he's not the best finisher. But with Omorodion, he just looks very uncomfortable on the ball. It's like he's got 2 trampolines just strapped around his feet, bro, and he's playing like that, and they just bounce him, bob, bob. bouncing off of his. You know what I'm trying to say? Certain times I'm seeing him trying to run with the ball. He's leaving the ball behind, bro. Do you get it? So I'm just looking at it and thinking, bro, I don't know what these guys see in him, because I actually rate the scouts that we've got. Yeah, people try to get onto me all the time. They say, oh, you just like any player that Chelsea go for. And I'm like, bruv, I'm as balanced as they come. If a player's bad, I will tell you that he's bad. If I think a player's good, I'll tell you that he's good. Look at the likes of Bacola. People laughed at that signing. Who the hell is this guy now? All of a sudden, he's a big name. Chelsea scouted him last year, bro. Was about to sign him. You know what I'm saying? Look at fucking Palmer. People laughed at us when we brought this guy. Look what's happened a year later. Look at fucking Nico Williams. We scouted this guy before we wanted to go get Palmer. And now this guy's a European winner. You know what I'm trying to say? So we do have good scouts. That's why it's a bit baffling for me that they're so adamant to sign this guy. I would have rather Duran over this guy. I'd rather Sesko over this guy. I'd rather Gil, who's here right now, over this guy. But unfortunately, Gil's going to get loaned out now, most likely. Because we paid 6 million for him. Whereas Omorodion's... You wanna get flagged again, innit, Jim? You want to get flagged again, don't you?
It's fine. I've already flagged, so they can do one. I've got to wait till September.
You're gonna get that even longer. You're saying September?
No, because YouTube. We're looking on YouTube. You're allowed to review things on YouTube, aren't you? So
you are, yeah. I didn't even know that, bro. But yeah, man. Listen, yeah. Look, end of the day, he is young, so I can see the potential. But right now, we need an experienced striker.
It's little things like this. Like, what is he doing? Like, he's just too raw. I said it earlier, Dom. He's just too raw. Let the guy just play, man. Like, don't buy someone that needs minutes. He needs minutes to become what he's going to become. He's not ready for the Chelsea jump yet. What are we doing?
Exactly, Jeb.
Like, give him the time to develop.
When I watched this guy back in June, I literally said on Twitter, I said the best option for him, if I was him, would be to stay in La Liga for now. Even if you've got to go on loan for another year and then do your thing at Madrid for a little bit.
That's a good finish, by the way.
Yeah, because the problem here, bro, Caicedo's interview yesterday, this guy literally said, the pressure got to him when he came to Chelsea, bro. Every single game, I've got to win. It wasn't like that at Brighton. And you already saw what he said. He preferred playing away from the bridge. You know, this guy starts missing chances. You already know what the bridge is like, bro. It's a tight pitch. Pardon me. It's a tight pitch. He's gonna feel that pressure. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm not even looking at him.
That's a great header, by the way.
Yeah, his head is good. I'm not even looking so much at him, Jim. I'm looking at the sporting directors for putting him in a position where if it doesn't work out, it's peak.
Yeah, they've got one of them's got to go. One of them.
You know what I'm trying to say?
So yeah, I think the pressure is on Winstanley and Stewart, because you can't keep giving managers players to develop, and say you got to get Champions League or you've got to win this or you got to do that. It's unrealistic targets, and they can't keep doing that. I'm sorry, like they're not really giving the manager the best of chances. All they're saying to him is, look, we're giving you players, but you've got to develop them, and they're going to need. And then the managers might turn and say, look, we need a couple years to do this. Like this guy ain't ready. Like, you can see here, look, he's strong. He works hard. You know, he holds the ball well, but he's just fundamentally just not ready. Like he's so raw. Like, all right, not a bad strike there. You know, he's got attributes that suit the Premier League. He's big, he's strong. You know, he's good in the air. I mean, I looked at his stats compared to Osimhen and Jackson. He was the best by a mile in the air. But then everything else he was just lasting. And that's just because he's just not ready. You know, and that's my annoyance with it. You got Mark Guiu that's sitting there, who, when you look at their ages, is more technically cleaner than him, better on the ball, better understanding off the ball. And this is my thing with it. It's the understanding off the ball, the intelligence of what Maresca is going to ask him to do. I think Mark Guiu gets it because of where he's come from and how he's been trained, how he's been brought up. As with Samu Omorodion, it's a completely different kind of thing. You know, he's still just kind of trying to find his way in himself, let alone now having to understand the positional side and then using his strengths and understanding his strengths and, you know, developing them. Like, it's just too much going on. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be too much for him. And on top of all of that, it's how many minutes is he going to get? Because you've got Jackson there. And if Jackson's fit for most of the season, then let's be serious. Is he starting over Jackson? No. So he's not an upgrade to Jackson, which means he's going to end up coming on for 20 minutes at the end of games, starting cup games or playing conference games. So how the fuck is this guy going to actually develop his game that these people want to see when he's not even going to hardly play? Or he will play, but he won't get the minutes he needs. He needs to play. He just needs to keep playing.
The sad thing is we're just bringing in another striker that's basically the same level as the strikers that we have, you know? It's not somebody where we're like, oh my God, he's so much better. He's gonna elevate us. We just keep adding to the bunch. That's not good. That's what I don't like. Adding to the bunch. We need somebody who's like, okay, this is clearly the guy. This is gonna make Jackson step up. Guiu, he's gonna learn, and we know we're gonna get 15 goals from him minimum. So it's like, I don't get the plan. I don't know what the long-term vision is.
This is why I come to this comment here, because obviously Pi's come out saying that Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart are basically putting all their pressure on themselves for Samu to work out. Jackson and him is a massive risk, both raw in front of goal, young, and need to develop. In a season where they are demanding top 4 from an unproven coach. True, facts, I hear that. Adding Osimhen's experience and leadership would help, I feel, and you could then move Jackson wide. But I'm not confident on that deal. It feels like we're splashing money around this summer on more unproven and untested quantities at the highest level. I guess that's what you have to expect from directors who have never had this type of transfer responsibility at an elite club, and an owner who values Brighton and Red Bull's model over Real Madrid. And that's how he feels about it. Which, listen, I like parts of what we've done, right? I think the scouting team have done quite well. I like Wiley. The guy that we signed from left back, I think he's going to be quite good moving forward from what I've seen of him. When he has a good loan and stuff, there's a good player there for a left back.
I haven't, Jim. I haven't even done any research on him because a year later he might just get flipped, bro. Like right now he's at Strasbourg, so next I'll keep an eye out for him, but I'm not holding my breath.
No, watch him. Just watch him anyway. Go and do some Y scouts on him. You'll see what I mean. I've been watching him. And then there's also. Like we said, Mark Guiu, who you said, and Fabrizio's commented, has come to play for Chelsea. Remember? No, not Strasbourg. No loans. Chelsea. He's coming to Chelsea to play for Chelsea. They rate him highly. They see this talent. He's the guy. They want him to be a part of the team. Sweet. Maresca's come out already in pre-season and said he ain't going anywhere. So what's going to happen now? Because don't get me wrong, I'm all right with having 3 strikers, but this Lukaku thing has to be dealt with because he can't be on the books anymore. So, but Napoli can't do that.
Do you think it's more
goes the other way? So what are we doing here?
Do you think? Bro, you're posing some good questions there. Like on the flip side of it, do you think it's more of because obviously I think someone said it earlier. Do you think it's more of an opportunity just to bring this guy in and eventually obviously flip him for more because he's highly rated by Atletico, highly rated in Spain as well. I'm seeing a lot of people like that big Atletico page are like defending him and backing him up in that, So he does have a good reputation of having high potential. And obviously for me right now, he doesn't start ahead of Jackson. And Maresca said he sees Jackson more as a striker than he does on the wing. So Jackson naturally will start ahead of him. So it's not like we're going to be seeing Omorodion starting week in, week out. But obviously the frustration is we shouldn't be signing him. It should be someone like Osimhen. But do you think it's more of an opportunistic signing rather than actually like we're planning for this guy to be the next guy up? If that makes sense.
Yeah, because that's my thing with it all. Every player we've sort of brought in this season is opportunistic, is about the future, and I get that because we're working towards that. They've made that very clear with a lot of the signings that they've made and the players that they've even brought in and loaned out. We get all that, but there comes a point in certain positions in this team where we need the now. This is my problem. Because you can't just keep going. Jackson. All right, we took it on, and do you know what, Jackson, I'm cool with. Like I can see that maybe he can go somewhere and whatever. Go and get me someone that's got a little bit more experience, like AJ just said. Ivan Toney, Victor Osimhen, someone that can just be next to them and like that's thing. But when you start going, another opportunity. Oh, another opportunity. It's like a little kid at a sweetie shop. Oh, I like that one. I like let me get that one as well. Oh, yeah. They're not thinking about. They're thinking about he's a raw talent and we can develop him. But they're not. I don't think they're actually necessarily thinking about how much minutes this guy's going to get and how much pressure you're putting on the manager when you keep uploading him with the players that are not really, because now you're putting even more pressure on him.
Bro, you would have thought they would have
and get fucking top 4.
And you would have exactly, bro. And you would have thought this is the thing, Look, we're not at the end of the window yet, so we might still get Osimhen in it. But you would have thought that these guys would have learned their lesson, because end of the day, like I said, bro, they've made a lot of mistakes and they've made some good signings as well. But if you keep going back to the thing that wasn't working and you keep persisting with it, bro, that's what you call insanity. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You know, so end of the day, listen, I'm not gonna go over the top as of yet because the window's still open.
No,
And you know,
none of us
Chelsea's full of surprises, bro. We could just turn around next week. We just see Osimhen to Chelsea's close, or Chelsea have gone to Solanke now. We don't know, innit? Or they've gone to Tony. We don't know. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But end of the day, they need to make sure that they bring someone else in. And the thing is, ideally, I don't even want that gem because it's just stockpiling. Look, Dacho Fofana is better than him, AJ. How about that?
Yeah,
Dacho Fofana is better than this guy. How about that?
Yeah. Currently, yes, for sure. The only thing that I would say is, I don't know if he's viewed as a profit player, flip type of player, because all the players that we view that way, we spend under like 10 million for them, you know? Like
but to be rated as a profit player, AJ, you're bang on. What you're saying is right. For him to be a profit player, guess what? He needs to play. So if you don't play, and he sits there and he sits there and he sits there and he plays a couple minutes and he comes on 20 minutes, maybe scores an odd goal in a couple games and another odd goal and whatever. And he gets to 21, 22, and guess what? He's now getting into his points where he needs to kick on and whatever, and you're still limiting him, and he's just this side striker. Where's this big profile player that Atletico said they were going to put a 70 million release clause on, which they visioned? If you're not giving him minutes, so don't just bring players in for the sake of it. If why, in theory, they're not going to get it. Let him do what he's doing elsewhere. Develop.
35 mil.
Yeah,
paying 35 mil is not. He has to. I think they view him as somebody who's going to be part of the squad. That's how I see it. You know, so that's why I'm like, if we get Osimhen still, which Osimhen, Samu, and Jackson, it might be too much. You know, I know we have 70 goals. Everybody's like, oh, we have 70 games. That's if we play every single game and make it to every. You can't
make profit on players if they're not playing. You know? End of. Like they're not going to make any money playing 20 minutes a game or playing a couple of cup games, which we do with Blim in Washington and Dacho Fofana until we decided to loan them out. And guess what? They've had more success, and I'm talking about Dacho Fofana, more success not playing at this club and going on loan than they have actually getting a chance of playing for this club. We bought him for 10 million or 12 million. He went to Burnley. Or where did he go before that? He went somewhere else, didn't he? Or was it Burnley? I can't remember. He went to Burnley and he's smashing it up over there last, Premier League. He was scoring goals and whatever. And guess what? His market value's probably gone up a bit because of that. Do you know what I mean? That's okay. We can make a bit of profit on him. Do you know what I mean? It's not massive profit, but we spent 10 million. We might make 20. We doubled our money. Do you know what I mean? Like, just giving an example. Like,
doubling our money on Samu means somebody's buying him for 70 mil, like you said. And if somebody's buying him for 70 mil, he has to bang goals and play 90 minutes. You understand?
100%. But do you remember in the group when we were talking, I know Don was in there as well. Remember I said to you guys about how they don't value the goalkeeping area? Because what they do is they buy 20, 30 million pound goalies because the resale value of the goalkeeper isn't high. So they don't value them because they wouldn't want to buy a 70 million pound goalie because in their minds, they can't make profit on it. So they'd rather have 3 or 4 goalies that are worth 20, 30 million, hoping that one of them takes off. And the other ones, they just flip them or they just get rid of them because they're not really spent money on them. I'm starting to worry a little bit about the striker situation with them. Because if you've got Victor Osimhen sitting there, then you could spend, listen, we could get him for 60, 70 million plus Lukaku from what we're being told, but we're fucking around with that. And he's meant to be the top of the bracket when it comes to the striker market, by the way, along with maybe Gukores. When you look at the brackets and Alvarez, in terms of what's good out there in the market. If we're mucking around with that, but then always going down here, let me just get the 35 million pound young guy that's doing okay. Got 8 goals in 34 games. Just develop him. Like,
we have this is the best opportunity we have to actually go out and get a top striker. Over the past couple windows, we've been working these deals and trying to find these gems, but like, this is a perfect opportunity for us to level up the team. Clear. I don't know what are their concerns with Osimhen. There has to be concerns with it. That's my only question is what are they worried about?
That is serious copium, bro. Man said the region that he came from is where Osimhen comes from.
Listen, I don't want to go out this.
I saw that too. throwing them.
Hey, that made me laugh, bro. I said the region. Hey, a man said he comes from the same region as Osimhen. Hey, don't kill me, bro. Don't kill me.
Prince, man. Honestly, that
I
was
hope that
actually-
region. I hope that region prays for him, bro, because he needs to have a better touch. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I don't want to jump the gun with it because, like every player, I give them all the chance. Come in, show me. Even Lukaku, I didn't want at this football club. I still stood behind him and went, all right, I'm going to give him a chance. Let him at least show us what he can do. I'm going to do the same with this guy. I just don't know how much minutes he's going to get. And then I'm going to question it because you're going to see me sitting there going, oh, we bought a £35 million striker that plays a handful of 20-minute games and, and some UEFA Conference League games against a stadium that's got 500 people in it. Do you know what I mean?
Jeff, do you think that they're banking on the situation right now where it's like, okay, let's try keeping Cuckoo fit. We already saw Palmer got a lot of numbers. And, I've spoken about how I think the team's being built in a way where we're going to have numbers all over the pitch, right? Because last season, Fatau and Mavididi were getting a lot of goals from and assists from the wings, yeah? And I can see Madueke and Sterling doing a similar sort of thing, innit? So are you kind of, maybe they're looking at it in a way like, okay, we're building a squad right now to be getting GNA from all over, especially with the set pieces as well. Maybe we don't need to go and splash on a striker who's going to guarantee us those goals because we're guaranteed to get goals from all over. Do you think they're looking at it from that point of view?
They could do, and they could also be looking at it on the fact that the more players that they have in the system that Maresca is playing, the more options we have in roles. Like, see how our midfield is. We have so many players that can play in different roles in that system. Maybe in the forward line they see it and they see Jackson and Guiu, and maybe they've seen Nkunku there and think, actually, we want to see him a bit more deeper. So what they've done here, and it might be a thing, they might want to see Jackson on the left. This could be the plan right now. They might want to see Jackson on the left next season. Because let's be serious. That left-hand side ain't really being taken by anyone. Sterling's doing okay, but there's no one really grabbing it by its balls and going, this is my position. Like maybe Madueke and Palmer. They can fight that over there. Quality over there. But that side is just open for cards. So maybe Jackson plays off the left, Samu plays up front or Osimhen, let's just say, and then you have Nkunku behind them. And they're thinking about utilizing them in different ways rather than having Jackson as a striker. I don't know. Maybe that's why they're doing it.
We still end up having a squad problem with that setup, because we have Mudryk and Sterling, on that side as well. So somebody's going to get frozen out. So either way, if we bring both strikers, somebody has to leave the club. That's what it's going to happen.
Someone's going to have to go on loan. You can't have four. I always said we're going to have three. I think we're going to have three strikers. Whether they play a striker or left wing or 10, whatever we're going to do, we're going to have three strikers. And listening, a worst case scenario, as much as we can all agree, I don't like seeing Nkunku in the 10. I mean, in the striker. I don't like seeing
him. It takes him away from the game, bro. It takes him away from the game.
Yeah, it just still gives us that option at worst case that if we want to play him there, we can play him there. Do you know what I mean? If we have to.
We look so much better as a team with Nkunku on the ball as much as possible.
Yeah. Let me just say something as well. If we do get Omorodion, please, people, let's support the guy, bro. Because end of the day, we are Chelsea fans. You get it? Don't let your feelings for of the guy or how he is right now, start making you abuse him and all of these things. Because end of the day, we're fans of the club, bro. We need to support the guy. And end of the day, he's gonna be our problem. This is what I say about Mudryk as well. People. I know Mudryk's frustrating, but end of the day, we still need to support the guy, and try to help him get out of this mess that he's in. Same thing as Omorodion. That's why for me with Omorodion, if it doesn't work out, I know what he is. I'm not looking at him. I'm looking at the sporting directors for bringing him. That's what I'm going to be looking at. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that's where the thing would go this time. I ain't even losing my edge at Omorodion if he doesn't work for them at Chelsea. I'm not. I'm actually looking at them two, Stuart and Winstanley. They are the ones that need to answer for this treachery. This treachery of a decision to do this. You know what? We're having such a good window. I was enjoying it to a degree. And I thought maybe we might just get Osimhen and just add him into the pile. And I'll be going,
that would be great.
Now
if it does bang though, Jeff, if it does bang, those two need to get their stripes as well. Because I'll be one to say straight away, listen, okay, I wasn't for the signing, but clearly they must have been seeing things that we weren't seeing. So on the flip side of things, he could also work as well. Like I've noticed that we're playing a lot of our football in the box, right? And this guy's a box striker. So listen, if he improves his finishing, even just by a little bit, Jeff, he can be a lot better than what he is, bro. Because I don't need you to be the prettiest guy up top. Look at Haaland, for example. Everyone here is going to take Haaland, yeah, as much as he ain't good on the ball. But at least you know he's going to bag you goals. If Samu can show me that he can improve his finishing, then, bro, he can stay in it. Do you know what I'm saying? But if in the year I'm not seeing much progression, then, bro, maybe it's time to flip.
Hey, Don, do you know who I think he's going to be for us? I might be wrong.
Who?
I'm not going to say Lukaku because that's not nice. You can't compare him to him. I reckon he's going to be like Origi for us.
You think he's going to be like Origi?
Origi
was
you know, like when Origi comes on for like
clean
20
finisher,
minutes?
bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We know when he comes on
yeah.
for like 20 minutes or so, and then he bangs like header or like scores.
Do you know what, though, Jeff? Do you know what, bro?
I think he's going to be like that for us.
Yeah,
you know?
off the bench.
The bench,
it's because like I said, good in the air and that. Yeah, he gives us like a bit of a plan B in it. Because off the bench last year, bro, we didn't really have a plan B. Like Jackson would basically play 90 minutes all the time, you know. And if you look at the bench, there was Washington there. He was quite physical, but Poch never trusted him. So off the bench, Omorodion, he could give guys headaches in it because he's a big guy. It's just not ready for me. That's what it is. It's just not ready. But just because I think he's not ready, it doesn't mean that there's a few things I don't think he can bring to the team. If that makes sense.
Don is a Chelsea gal. He got called a gal.
Man, call me. See what I'm saying, Jeff? What have I said that's deluded? As soon as I said we need to support the guy, I'm being called deluded. You see what I'm saying, Jeff? People don't even.
He don't even like a gal, man. He's called a gal of everyone.
Bro, people don't even know the meaning. People don't even know the meaning of deluded these days. Honestly, bro. As soon as they hear a take that they don't like, they don't agree with. It's all you're deluded. You're deluded. How about this, bro? You're delusional. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I have a question. Yeah. Do you realistically think if we spend 35 million on Samu, will we spend another 75 million on Osimhen? You realistically think that? Like, think about the numbers.
You know what the actual bad thing was of that question, AJ? Is that at the beginning of August to now, you could clearly see that Samu was Chelsea's first choice.
Clearly.
It wasn't Osimhen. So if you put Osimhen available and Samu available, I still think they would have gone for Samu. Like it's that's how weird it is. Like
all they gotta do is just splash that money on Osimhen.
Yeah.
And it makes it very straightforward.
I don't think Osimhen's their first choice, but I think they see an opportunity there where it's like, okay, you know, this guy, he's proven he's like, you know, and the reason they're talking to him more than anything is Lukaku. It's just serious. If you did that, if you take Lukaku out of this situation, we wouldn't be talking to them about Osimhen because we wouldn't be paying whatever they want for him. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's one of them. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them, man. But let me ask you quickly because I'm going to come off anyway. We're going to keep it short, an hour and a half. Tonight we've got Real Madrid at midnight. Are you both watching tonight's game? Midnight?
Yeah, definitely.
What are you? I mean, it's hard to know what to expect in pre-season, but are you expecting more of the same sort of shape that we think we're going to go into the Premier League with maybe Lavia and Caicedo holding, or do you think it's going to be more of an attacking Lavia with an Nkunku and Drewsbury Hall? And do you know what I mean? More of an attacking side.
I want to see Lavia and Caicedo again today. And then probably Dewsbury Hall, but I think Enzo will probably start because he needs fitness. But he did say, I saw a quote that he doesn't want. Somebody posted it that he doesn't want Enzo in that.
I like that though.
I put it on stream earlier. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying. This guy tactically, bro. Tactically, he's switched on. He knows, bro. He knows. Unlike Poch, sorry. This guy knows tactically what he's doing, bro. Trust me. He knows what he's doing, bro.
Probably Nkunku will get the start in that role, you know, and then we play our wingers and I guess Gill up top or Jackson. So
I think it could be Jackson available. Yeah, I want to see Jackson up there now. I think Jackson needs to start playing. He needs the minutes. He needs to be ready for that Man City game. I think we're going to start with Jackson up front, even if when Samu turns up, he's not going to be ready anyway. So, you know, going into the start of the season, we've got one more game against Inter Milan. He might get 20 minutes there or whatever, but he ain't going to be ready for City. So we're going straight into the season with a striker that's just arriving, potentially another striker who could arrive. And do you know the other worrying thing a little bit with Victor Osimhen is he ain't even training. He's not had no pre-season. He's just been dallying around.
Found that out.
we're going to sign him for him to come and probably not see anything of him really in terms of his top level until like November. By the time he gets fit, do you know what I mean? So like,
who would be your starting defense? So that's what I'm.
I don't like the defense.
For this
I don't
game.
like any of them. I mean, I'm worried about all of them. Even though I think Tosin, I actually think Tosin's good, but I just think even he kind of went a bit weird the other day, and I was just a bit. What are you doing?
It's a big club. It's a big step up for him right now, Tosin. Chelsea's a different level of club, you know. So I think he's older, but he still has a period where he needs to embed into the club as well.
Yeah, but even the ones that all this fan base talk about is our best defenders, Fofana and Colwill. Nah, man. Nah.
Jim,
I'm
you know
sorry.
what it is for me?
Nah.
You know what it is for me, Jim, yeah, bro.
Nah.
With the defense, it's very clear to me that they just don't have no chemistry behind them.
No chemistry, yeah.
They're just not used to playing with each other. Like,
We don't have a leader, Don. None of them grabbing it by the balls and going, let me start. I'm the man. You can play with me. None of them. That's what annoys me with them. You know what I mean?
He can play with me. You know.
I want to see Tosin center back, body of shield left center back, and I don't know what we did. What happened to Disasi?
I think it's back.
Oh,
Bro,
disaster.
This is what I'm saying, bro. He had a hernia. Bro, he had a hernia just like Enzo. This is what I'm saying. I don't know what Poch was doing with these guys because Enzo had a hernia and this guy had a hernia as well, bro. And he was playing with it, apparently. He had surgery at the end of the season. But what it is for me, bro, yeah, listen, I don't look at the defense and think it's an ability thing. I think it's more of just a mentality thing. The fact that these guys haven't really played much together because last season, bro, you would see Thiago Silva, Disasi, Levi. You'd see Thiago Silva. Sorry, you'd see Buddy Shield and Disasi. There's just so many pairings, bro. And like, if you look at all the teams in the league, yeah, you look at Arsenal. Every week, you know, it's Gabriel Saliba. You look at Man City. Every week, you know, most likely it's going to be who plays centre back for them? Diaz and Ake. Is it Ake? I play centre back for them. Yeah. Diaz and Ake. Yeah. You look at Spurs. They've got the same pairing, bro. As long as they haven't got any injuries. With us, we don't know who's starting, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at. So we need to find
because
the
none
best,
of them are taking it by the. None of them are like standing out. Like Wesley Fofana's not fit enough still, and I get that. Maybe he just needs a bit more time to find himself. Colwill for me is a weird one. He annoys me a little bit, to be quite honest.
He underwhelms me. I don't know what it is about his play, but it's underwhelming.
He underwhelms me. That's it. That's probably the right word. I look at Badia Shield and he just worries me every time I see him. And then I look at Tosin and I think
he was good against Club America though.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, I guess.
That was our best performance. That was our best performance with him, bro.
I mean,
who do you think has the best chemistry though? Who, like right now, the best three center back chemistry?
Bro, it was Chalobah and Silva. That had the best chemistry.
Definitely.
Right now, Chalobah should be in that team. I don't care what anyone says right now because he would easily right now take one of them positions there, and then it's just whoever you want to play next to him. I don't care. It's Colwill.
We don't even have to do much. Just play basic.
Anyone right now. We should have kept
what it is,
Chalobah.
yeah, these men just need to learn how to play together. He needs to find the pairing that works best and then move from there, innit? That's the best way, bro. With centre backs, that's a position you don't chop and change, bro. Honestly, don't chop and change that position.
Our best pairing should on paper be Colwill and Fofana. Personally, that should be your the way this fan base talk about the blimming, the cherry on the top of the blimming cake with them two. Like that's the quality of them. But like I look at one thing I don't want to see is Badia Shield and Disaster ever again. That can never be on the same pitch, in my opinion.
No.
Never again. Tosin and Colwill could be a thing, maybe. That's another one where I think, well, could it be? But then I'd also like to see Tosin and Fofana as well. So they're both right-footed players. That's the only issue. So
I think Tosin and Colwell, they're both better in the center though. That's why I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, I mean, if Tosin plays, he should be the center of them for me though. And then you have Colwill pull off the left, and then James on the right. That's what I would do. But if you got Fofana, then it kind of changes. That's the problem.
Right now, I'm going back. Go ahead, John.
I just don't like seeing three centre backs on the same pitch at the same time. I don't like that balance. Like I prefer having a Reece James as one of them and just having two centre backs and a left back, which was what we did last time, wasn't it? So
we haven't seen Vega play in the defense as well. So.
Vega's another one. I forgot about him. We need to see a bit more of him. To be fair,
He's good. He's good, bro.
Because Reese is not playing that first game, so we got to figure it out.
We will see. We will see. Guys, I am going to dip now because we are been an hour and 35 minutes, 250 people in the building in total, guys. Good to see you all in here still. Make sure you smash the likes. Later on is the watch along on here, guys. Make sure you check it out. I think me and Don are doing one on Sunday, Don, I've been told. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll be there, bro. In the studio. I'll be there.
Me and Don are doing the watch along for Chelsea Fan TV at the studio on Sunday at 3 o'clock. So come and watch that, guys, as well. With us, that'll be interesting. I think there's another 2 people joining us as well, I think, but I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, you know, we'll see what happens tonight. We've got the match reaction tomorrow. It will be at 2 o'clock tomorrow, guys. I've been asked to do it at 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock tomorrow. Maybe we'll get some more news on transfers. I'm sure Samu will be announced by then. Maybe we get more news on Victor as well. Let's see what happens in it. Let's see what happens. But ultimately, I want to see a performance tonight. We need to start kicking forward. We've got 2 more games before the season. Let's go. Let's go.
Up with
All right,
Chelsea.
Dom.
Up with Chelsea, man.
AJ, see you later. Thank you, guys. Big up. Appreciate you, Zul. Let's go.